Hi, welcome to Business Time. Remember now to subscribe, like, and share with somebody today. We are going to continue to look at the Principles of Business Paper 2 January 2022 examination past paper. In the previous video, you will see that we did question 1. Now we are going to do question 2. Let's get right into it. All right, let's look at 2A. 2A says, state 3 reasons why it is important for a firm to have proper documentation in all of its business transactions. I want you to take a few seconds to think about it. Let's look at what some of the answers could be. To serve as evidence that a transaction was done. So it just says state, so it's just 1 mark each. You do not need to explain the reasons that you will give, right? So the first one, to serve as evidence that a transaction was done. The second reason is to be able to prepare financial statements. So you need proper records, proper documentation, so that when you're preparing the balance sheet, income statement, whatever it is, you will have no problem to doing so. The third one, to keep a record of accounts with individual customers and suppliers. And you can see how important this is, especially if you need to sort out something with your customers or suppliers. You need to have those you need to have proper records, those documents that you can look back and check, to verify certain things that you need to verify, right? And sort out with your customers. All right, so remember, stating is just a listing. You don't need to give any explanation. You just put down your point. So let's look at 2B. 2B says, outline the purpose of each of the following types of business documents. The first one is the pro forma invoice. Good. Take a few seconds to think about it. All right, let's look at the purpose, right? And that's 2 marks each, right? So you get 2 marks for doing that. So to outline now, you need to state your point and give a brief explanation of the point, right? Supporting the point. So you could have something like, it is used to let the buyers see the goods they have agreed to purchase, a description of the goods and the cost. It allows the buyers to know exactly what they are getting before the goods arrive. And in most cases, the pro forma invoice is sent to the buyer ahead of them getting the goods. So there's no confusion at the end of the day what it is that the buyers are agreeing to buy from the business. Good? So pro forma invoice is very important. Now the next one, what is the purpose of the purchase requisition? Think about it. All right, so let's look what the possible answer could be. It allows an employee or department to make an order for supplies. It is used to show detail of what is requested, such as the type of goods and the amount, right? And so it is so good to have that. So if any department needs certain supplies, let's say stationery or anything like that, the head of department or whoever is assigned in the department to do so would fill out the requisition form, right, and give it to the relevant persons at the workplace for them to get the goods that they need. All right, so that's 2B. Let's go to 2C. 2C says list 3 types of non-life insurance policies. Think about it. See if you can come up with 3 types. All right, let's look at some 3 possible types of insurance policies that you could write down are product liability insurance, fidelity insurance, motor vehicle insurance, employer's liability. The O should be here. Sorry about that. Employer's liability, public liability, marine insurance. Those are just some types of non-life insurance policies that you could put down for this question. Let's look at D. D says, describe 2 principles upon which insurance is based. Can you think of any principles of insurance? All right, let's go ahead. And it says describe. So it means that you have to describe it, and it's 2 marks each. So when you identify the principle, you get 1 mark, and so you have to work for a second mark to get the full 2 marks. So you have to describe the principle. Good. So the first one is utmost good faith. Both parties in the insurance agreement must disclose all relevant information. This is important as the information given will affect the decision that is made regarding the policy, right? So both the insurer, that's the insurance company representative, must be truthful. What does this policy contain, right? And also the person who is seeking to be insured must also give relevant information. If it's life insurance, they must disclose if they have any illness, serious illness or anything like that, because then that can even affect the premium that the person will end up paying. So both parties must be truthful. That is key. So that's what this principle says. Good. Another principle that you could use is insurable interest. This means that you can only insure what belongs to you or that which will have a direct impact on you, such as your car or your life. If you do not own the car, you can't insure it. It's not yours. Let's look at the last question for this. E. Explain 2 ways in which insurance could be used to lower the risks associated with business. Think about it. You can do it. Try. Now you'll realize with the questions, part E usually requires you to do more. It is to explain. You are to explain, and it is 3 marks each, right? So it's the total is 6 marks. So for each way, it's going to be 3 marks. Good. So of course, you'll get a mark for identifying that way, right, in which it lowers the risks, and then you have to work for 2 more marks to get the full marks. So you're gonna have to give 2 additional supporting points to explain the point, or you can give examples. Good. So the first way that insurance can be used to lower the risks associated with business operation is that it provides protection against disaster. such as flood or fire. No one knows when, flooding might take place, right? And if um, flooding is expected now and again when it rains heavily, or if there's a storm or something. Flooding usually happens, and if the business is located in an area that is known for flooding, hey, the business owner should try to insure against such disasters. Now, the insurance will help the business to continue its operation, right? So even after a natural disaster, the insurance will help, the business to do so, because they will be able to at least get some compensation or get some money, from the insurance company to restore it to its former position, to get it, the business, cleaned up, restock the goods, whatever is necessary. If there's a fire, at least the business owner will be able to get back some money, and they can rebuild or fix up what needs to be fixed up, so that the business can continue to operate. So you see that the insurance really lower the risks of businesses. A second point could be that it also helps the business to be in a position to recover certain losses that may occur as a result of theft by employees, injury to customers due to the product use, things like this. And these things happen on a regular basis. With insurance, it will help the business to not have to necessarily use its profits or income to recover these losses. This will help the business to not risk shutting down or stopping production due to lack of funds to operate. So you see how valuable having an insurance is, and how it will help the business to minimize its risks. So those are two possible responses that you could give for this question. So remember, when you're explaining, you put down your main points, and then you ensure that you give 2 additional supporting points. And in your explanation, make sure that you stick to the main point. Don't deviate from it, because you want to make sure that you get those full 3 marks. Okay? All right. That is it for question 2. Hope you learned something. See you next time.